opening statement.
Okay, opening statement. Super proud of our team and our players. Refused to lose in the bleakest, most dire moments when it looked impossible. On the 2-yard line with no timeouts, and barely a minute to go, and haven't done anything offensively in quite a while. And the quarterback's been taking a lot of shots to all of a sudden start making plays like we made, incredible plays, and score at the end like that. And it's a game of inches. It truly is. And the team refused to lose. And proud of this football team. Now, tape tomorrow, there are going to be a lot of things we won't be proud of. But Penn State's a good football team. And, maybe they found their quarterback too. A guy that can lead them to more wins the rest of the season here. But it was the most improbable victory I've ever been a part of. And there couldn't have been a better place to make it happen.
Questions?
Kurt, you mentioned the offense kind of struggling throughout the game. What did you tell him before that final drive, and what was the key to kind of flip things around?
At that point, I didn't tell him anything. I was kind of coaching Mike up. Not Coach Mike doesn't need a lot of coaching, but just giving him, what I thought, that we need to get the ball out of the quarterback's hand quickly, get him in rhythm. And we were able to do that on some of those 4 vertical routes in the seams. And so Mike did a great job. Fernando was just getting, hit time after time after time, and, never gave in and got his composure back and made the plays at the end.
Seth and Sammy.
Obviously, you were out without Elijah Surratt today and had some huge plays on that last drive by multiple receivers. Just how big was your receiving corps today?
They were huge on that last one. Charlie Becker caught the post early in the game too, because this is a team that will double cover your receivers once in a while, and they were going one-on-one on Becker. And Charlie made some fantastic plays. He's taken advantage of his opportunities this year. Look, we left a lot of plays out on the field today in the past game. I guarantee you that. But we'll fix that tomorrow, best we can. And but I'm glad Becker and Cooper when we needed them.
Sammy and Daniel.
Coach, after taking the 27 lead in the second half, what was the issue that bogged you down on offense?
I think we were getting whipped up front, and the quarterback got off rhythm and probably, needed a little better eye control and discipline in terms of his reads and processing. But, it's hard to play quarterback when you don't have very good protection. You got to keep the quarterback on rhythm, and that ball's coming out quick out of his hand. When you do that, good things happen. And when you hold the ball, bad things happen. And that's what happened.
Daniel in front and Zach.
Yeah, when you say just how low the odds were of you guys winning, the fact you guys rallied at the end there late, what does that show about how your team is wired?
The best thing I can say is we refused to lose. We had that one last big run left in us when probably most people had counted us. I guarantee you when Fernando got sacked on first down, how many people in this room counted us out? Right? So, it was a great drive.
Zach and Joe.
Why is it that you were counting Fernando out? What is it about him in the offense that you were counting him out at that time?
I'm just trying to coach to the circumstances of the game best I can. Use the timeouts right and give us the best chance. And then at the end, the players got to make the plays on the field. But I think, we were able to complete some passes where things that he did really well, that we had not done much early in the game, that were all of a sudden open. And and the kids made it happen. Cooper and Becker with 2 great catches.
Joe on your left and Jerry.
What were the moments like with the review on Omar's touchdown? And in the moment it's called touchdown, just what were the emotions?
At that point, you're just getting the next call ready, and what hash is the ball going to be on, which took a while to get an answer to. But I thought the officials were great. You're getting ready in case it doesn't go your way all the time on a review. And then when we found a touchdown, it was okay. Let's get the extra point team on the field. Didn't really love what happened on the kickoff. Gave them really good field position there. But in the end, the defense found a way. and so the most improbable victory.
Jared in front in this.
After you guys went down, did you see anything on the players' faces, or was there anything said between the players that you could tell that they were going to find a way here?
Things started to go against us a little bit. And, the only thing I said to a lot of the guys were, we're going to find out what we're made of. But that was probably a series and a half or so before the last drive. And come that last drive, you ain't got time to talk to them. You got the ball. This is the deal. We've been in a lot of 2-minute situations. It just flashed back in my mind a little bit of similar situations in fall camp that we were in where we scored touchdowns, and this one's no different, and all of a sudden we start making those plays, and you know how it is when all of a sudden you're making those plays like anything's possible, and it was.
This, and then we'll wrap with Matt.
Kurt, you coached receivers before that. In the back of the end zone, Omar Cooper's catch itself, the difficulty level, how was he able to kind of do that?
I got to see it again on tape and TV, honestly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a great catch, and to keep that toe in bounds, you got to be a really special player to do that.
Matt, last one.
It's your game level. I think he made his case today, but what's your case for Fernando?
I don't really think about that. We're trying to develop him to become the best player he can be.
Omar, can you just take us through the catch itself? Do you know where your body's at that moment? Do you know how to get where your toes even trying to get down? Like what's going through your mind in that moment?
In that moment, I was just trying to. I knew where I was on the field, so I was just trying to. When I went up for the ball, just try to get my feet as far inside as I could, and just come down with. Make sure I came down with it, and I was able to do that.
Did you know? Did you see the replay at all? Like what were people telling you when you get to the sideline?
I seen the replay, and it was a really close call, and I felt like there wasn't enough to overturn it, and so it was a blessing to be able to make that play.
Go Seth and Daniel.
Bit of a two-parter. Fernando, you come out there, 2 minutes left, no timeouts, have to go 80 yards. What goes through your mind in moments like that? How do you stay cool? And Omar, what gives you as a receiver the confidence to believe in Fernando in moments like that?
Yeah, first I want to shout out, just the entire team and coaches for always having belief. The defense, we had a 4-minute drive that didn't go as planned. We had to punt it back to them. Our defense got a great stop. Then we're 2 minutes. The first play, we got a sack, and I think we're on the 10-yard line. And at that point, it was like, all right, here we're going to go. 90-yard with the boys, to kind of throw back there at Cal. And we ended up doing it, hit Coop on his seam, and we need that one play to get our momentum going. And we know who our identity is as an offense. And we know our coaches are great, our players are great, and so we always had the confidence, unwavering confidence in each other, although the crowd was rocking, and it was like a prime Penn State crowd, and it was like a prime scenario out of a movie, but I'm just so honored and just give God all the glory.
Go Daniel, then Matt.
I'd ask this.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Omar, go ahead.
Just knowing that what we've been through since the spring and fall camp, seeing how much better Fernando's got and seeing just how he goes each and every day in practice and how hard he works, just allowed me to know that I can trust in him no matter what the score is, no matter what's going on, and how great of a quarterback he is, and also just an even better guy. So that allowed me just to have that confidence in him and knowing that he's going to go out there and try to make plays for us and help us get to where we want to go.
All right, we'll go Daniel, then Matt.
When you have a play like that in a crowd that's just rocking and it's loud and it's just silent, what is that like for you guys?
I would say it's a hit of dopamine. It's a hit of like a quick hit of dopamine. Like, all right, here we go. But we got to keep it rolling, especially in that situation, because this game, although we won and it's great and we're on a high right now, it wasn't our best game. Offensively, myself, I played sloppy football this game. However, we were able to rally it back at the end, which is so great, just because we have players like Omar Cooper Jr. and all the other players on offense and on our team like this. So I would say that, especially it's such a rocking crowd, when you hear that silent and then you get hit and you throw, then you know it's completion. So it's definitely a little joy.
I feel like he answered it perfectly, so I don't have anything else to say about that.
We'll go Matt on your left, and then Zach.
How do you feel physically? You got hit a lot, especially on that last drive. You kept getting up. And Omar, I think he made his case today, but can you make his case for the Heisman?
So, yeah, physically, I feel good. I would say I'm a larger quarterback, but to see what the defense, special teams, and offense, especially the offensive line, what they're going through, battling every play, I can't stay on the ground. No matter how hard the hit is, no matter how much it hurts, when seeing those guys, when seeing Charlie Becker's over there, my roommate, or seeing Omar Cooper Jr. take a hit on the seam, or seeing, Pat Coogan, Khalil Benson battling their butts off, I know that I'm going to put my life on the line for that team, and I'm going to die on that field. I will never sub myself out in that instance, and I would die on that field for my brothers.
I feel like just knowing we was playing a good team, and Fernando doesn't really worry about the Heisman. He's worried about who our next opponent is, and he throws that out his head and doesn't allow that to affect him. It allows it, which allows him to continue to play free and continue to just push us to where we want to go to.
You guys want it for $1 million.
The same way I want the Blindikoff for all my receivers, the same way I want the best offensive line in the world for all my offensive linemen, running backs, tight ends, and the defense. So I think we're all at the end. That's the end goal, but our goal isn't to win the Heisman, isn't to win the Blindikoff, isn't to win all the other end season awards. Our goal is to go 1-0 against Wisconsin, then beat Purdue, and then have our best playoff yet, and try to go 1-0 each week. That's really our goal, and all that stuff will come and it'll tumble in. But we're really focused on the next week on Wisconsin right now.
From Zach Browning and Sammy.
Stuff.
Fernando, you brought it up. The game last week, drive last week against Stanford. Where does this rank? What makes you
This by far is the best moment of my career, and to be able to share it with such amazing brothers, like Cal, Cal, it's still an amazing brotherhood and still have a lot of good friends over there. But to share, to see what all we've been through the Iowa game, through the Oregon game, to now the Penn State games, those are all games you have circled, especially being away before this season. And no matter what the record is, Penn State is still Penn State. Their fans are still Penn State fans. And so these are game-winning drives that you dream of growing up as a kid. And so I can say that I think this is the top of my career right now, and the top moment I've had in my career, and I have so much joy in my heart to share with the program and all my teammates.
Go Sammy and Jared.
Fernando, it's after you throw an interception, you walk in more. What about that, refocusing? You had this Oregon, and then went down and got the game-winning drive. Game-winning drive. What, does it refocus you?
Yeah, so obviously I always want to be locked in, and I always strive to be locked in and recommit to the process every single play. That was a bad decision to me. I should have checked it down to our running back right there. I thought I could make a play, and they have great players too. I mean, they're the number 1 and number 2, number 3 team in the nation, ranked for a reason. They have fantastic NFL players on the roster throughout. And it sucks when you throw interception, but our team has dealt with so much adversity. Myself, Coop, all of our players have dealt with so much adversity. Coop being at Indiana 2 years ago, dealing with that adversity, and now becoming one of the best receivers in the nation. Myself being a 2-star, and a lot of our players on our team were never, the 5-star guys who's never been punched in the mouth before. And so I say whenever we get punched in the mouth, we've been there before, and we know, and we have belief in each other. So, I always try to commit to the process, but it is a little reminder, like, hey, we got to lock in a little bit more, especially now, where it's the moments where fundamentals win the game. That last 2-minute drive, it's like, all right, a crazy Superman play is not going to win the game here. Sticking to fundamentals and sticking to the rules is going to win the game.
Last one to Jared Kelly.
Omar, where does that catch rank on how many catches you made through your career?
Definitely got to be first. The Michigan one is up there, the way that I backflipped and landed on my head, but the fact that I was able to control my body and get a foot in bounds and also catch the ball and score, that's just definitely got to be my favorite play of my career so far.
Have you ever jumped that high before?
Yeah, I actually have. I used to play basketball, so I used to love dunking. So just knowing that I had the opportunity to showcase it, and the game was on the line, so knowing that I had to, it was a blessing to have that.